Our next presenter, her name is Carly. She is an expert whitewater kayaker, knows how to roll a kayak. She's also built a smart pacifier, which helps babies communicate without words with adults. Please come on stage, Carly.
Thank you. That is a tough act to follow, so thank you, Luciana, for representing the kids here. I'm Carly Kislisnik. I am the founder of BrainChild Technologies, and that is not my slide, but I'm going to keep going. So I'm using my PhD in neuroscience to work on a new way to detect hearing loss. Other way? Thank you. To detect hearing loss in infants. This is crucial because every day without hearing loss is less time in that short window to learn language. It's so important that most states have strict mandates and dedicated resources to make sure every single child is screened for hearing loss as soon as possible and right at birth. However, in Colorado, only 36% of those families actually follow up on those newborn screening results. Colorado has one of the worst loss to follow-up rates, but this is a common problem in a lot of states. An even bigger problem in hearing is all this large population of kids who develop hearing loss at some point after this one-time screening at birth. This is really frustrating because we have good interventions for this. If a child receives something like a hearing aid before 6 months, they can avoid long-term language delays. And the problem that it's just hard to recognize a child has a hearing loss in the first place. There's a fundamental gap in hearing screening technologies for early childhood because children can't tell you if they hear a sound. Instead, we rely on these really expensive medical devices. They're not a true test of hearing, and they're typically limited to a hard-to-reach specialist office. What we're trying to do is fill in this gap in early childhood hearing screening so it's accessible for every child, doing this by a behavioral measure, which is a gold standard. This is a better quality assessment and reduces the reliance on those expensive devices so we can open up to that new market of everyday caregivers. For infants, we're doing that by measuring sucking behavior in response to sound. It sounds a little weird, but sucking is the one behavior a baby can control from birth, and they will naturally change this when something like a sound catches their attention. So researchers have used this for language studies, and if you were at the film screening, there was a quick clip of a baby doing this. So we're taking that established research tool and making a low-cost version with our smart pacifier. It measures the baby's sucking rates and allows them to use this to control images or sounds on a connected device. The first one we're going to connect it to is the app that presents the calibrated sounds of a hearing test. We'll have a low-cost smart pacifier and then a monthly subscription to the hearing screening platform, like some of those new smartphone-based hearing tests for adults. What we're looking for as we're doing the research is clinical research partners from an upcoming NIH grant, pilot sites for early intervention, and connection to investors who might be interested in future matching funds from the National Science Foundation. Thank you guys very much for listening.